All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ethan. That's a 602 crate late model. This is the Fast Farm. We're not gonna do nothing with this today. We're not gonna do that. So we're gonna go back in here because this is where we need to be today. As you can tell from the title of the video, this one is going to be a little bit different. We are not going to be worried about the race car just because these parts right here that just came in today, you see those, all these parts, they have to go back in the transmission. We're hopefully going to get that fixed either this week or next week. I'm not really sure. But today's video is a little bit different because we're talking about video games, man. And I'm not much of a video gamer. So this is going to be a little odd and different for both of us. But the new World of Outlaws video game just came out and I've been waiting on it. I've been very excited about it. iRacing teamed up. They're supposed to fix a lot of the physics that were not so good in the SRX and the Tony Stewart game. I played the Tony Stewart game. I never really played the SRX game. I've been around. I think I saw it played online or something. And it was all right, but it just wasn't quite there. But with iRacing coming into the picture, I thought, this is going to be it. This is going to be awesome. I wanted an iRacing setup since before I can even remember. But obviously they are mini muchos, so doll hairs, and we have a race car and a baby on the way. So it didn't work out. I never have got one. But with this game, I knew I wanted to set up some kind of steering wheel hole situation, so that's what we're talking about today. What I'll tell you about is the steering wheel that I got for the game. It is a G29. Now, whenever I bought the steering wheel, I did a little bit of homework. Everyone said it was pretty good. A lot of people had it that I knew of. And then I pulled up an article, and they were like, hey, if you get this controller for asphalt, you're going to love it. If you get this controller for dirt, not great. Not great, they said. Well, I got news for you. So far, it's early. I'll show you. This is the whole box here. This is the whole thing. So far, absolutely love this sucker. It is a heck of a time. It's force feedback, so you get the feel of the racetrack, you get the feel of the car going in the corner, you get the tires, everything. I know a review is like, I know you guys are looking for like specifics. All I can tell you is it's pretty freaking great. I love this thing. It has been, it's been awesome, dude. I really don't know what else to tell you. So obviously this is the steering wheel. It's got some clamps here. We'll go over this whole stand here in a minute, but here's the clamps. All the cords run out of it. Everything else works as a normal controller. The only thing I haven't figured out is the joysticks. Like, there's certain things that require a joystick, like looking at your car, and I haven't been able to figure that out. So if anyone has an answer for me there, let me know. Also, if I ever decide to get a game that shifts, there's your shifting paddles right there. Pretty cool. And we'll move down to the, let's smoke that, to the pedals. This is your standard clutch, brake, throttle situation here. But I did make an adjustment right out of the gate. I switched these pedals over. All you gotta do is go through the back and then pull it out and then just move them and then redo the wire. Take these things off. It's a thing. But I'll link a video somewhere, maybe here, to show you how to do that. Another thing is the brake. I like where it's at now. Obviously, moving it over here, it's definitely more. Look at dog fur. It's definitely better. But the pedal itself didn't really feel like it did in a race car. It needed something. So I found another video that I'll put right here about what to do to make that pedal feel like a little bit better and more like what a race car would feel like. Basically, you just add like a piece of foam to a spring in there. I am technology stupid and I don't know a whole lot about stuff. But I was able to do it, so I think anybody can pull it off. If you're going to have a steering wheel setup, you need to have a steering wheel stand. This is my creation right here. What do you think? It's pretty awesome. I needed something that was sturdy because the wheel definitely kicks. Look at that sleeping pup right there. What an adorable dog. And then there's that one. Doing adorable stuff right now just for the camera. Normally he's a butthole. Anyways, you can take these bolts out and then the whole thing collapses and we can store it so it's out of the way. It does need paint so it's not as ugly sitting here in the floor. But for the most part, man, I am very proud. Power strip, muchos importante. I got an extension cord that runs to the power strip, and then the PlayStation, all that stuff just plugs into the power strip, and it is great. But you're more probably interested in this right here, and there is a ton of reviews online already about the game. I am late to the party, but I wanted people to have my perspective because I do have a race car. I have raced, although not supers and sprint cars and that kind of stuff, but I have raced, so there is a little bit to know from that side of things. And also I feel like my people would rather hear my opinion than some video game nerd. No offense to the video game nerds. No offense. So we got to get past all the welcome to the screens. You buy the game, you're more than willing to watch those, but I don't particularly care about them. But okay, so career mode. You can do your career mode. I tried it out. If you guys are interested, I might do like a video series doing a career and just following it through. I think that'd be good for views and good content. But I'm gonna tell you, it's very frustrating. It's very frustrating, and I'm not a huge fan of it because you start off at the very bottom of the bottom of the bottom of the bottom. It's miserable. So you got your driver, you got your cars, you can customize your vehicles. This part is actually really cool because, so this is my car, and that's like, it looks awfully similar to the race car that I have. I'm very pleased with this, and there's a lot of different things that you can do. This is a huge improvement to the series, or to the games in general that Monster makes. So definitely love this. You can put this scheme on all your cars, that kind of thing. But I wanted my car to look like my car, and it definitely turned out pretty sweet, if I do say so myself. All right, so we're back at this screen. You got your medals here, you know, different things that you can accomplish during the game. Quick race, which is where I spend most of my time. I just like to go to races and do the thing. Here's a championship thing where you pick a series and then you race with that series and you try to win a championship. I wouldn't mind doing a series on that as well if you guys are interested in that. Split screen, it's for, you know, if you're racing against your buddy here at the house. Multiplayer, I have not ventured to that world yet because I have heard that it is a wreck fest. And I'm not too interested in getting involved in that yet. They say like the top 3 cars are pretty good, and then everyone else is out for blood. So I don't really like that. I like to race against people that are going to take it serious and try to race legit. Now it is hard to get, it's hard. But anyways, options, these are your options. I will take you through this screen just very briefly, just to kind of show you all your different things. So you got your gameplay settings here. For the sake of this race here, we're going to put it on 40%. I like to race at 60, especially with the steering wheel, because it just feels like an endurance thing. It's really fun. Here's some driving aids. So this is set on custom. You can go to expert. That's where I'm trying to get. So I've gone to hard, and then I knocked it down 5%, and I'm trying to take that stability help off so that I can run on expert. Just slowly weaning myself off that, because it is kind of, it's a tough game, to be honest with you. If you just jump on the steering wheel and put it on expert or even hard, it's going to be tough. You just got to fight through it, man. Skill range, all this stuff. Stability, this is one that I change just about all the time, because this, if you get into somebody, this makes it to where they're not just going to blow up and spin out, that kind of deal. And then the same thing, but whenever they get into you, this is how your car is going to react. Not this one, sorry. This one. This is how your car is going to react to that situation. And I was getting into a situation where people were just hitting me, and the car would just lose its mind. The steering wheel would just jerk, and it was a whole thing. So I did turn that down to kind of make it a little bit more realistic. So you have to remember, these cars have spring steel, and you know, they're plastic noses that stick out that are, you know, unsupported up to this point. You can bounce off of people in real life a little easier than what the game makes it seem like. If we're going to change anything here, like if the video game world is watching, let's make it to where the fenders fold up a little easier. Because on this game, if you get into someone's fender, they spin. In real life, yeah, they might spin, but you gotta compress that spring steel. The fender has to go in, and then, I mean, it's going to take a little bit of force to get it under somebody like that and spin them. Player 1 controls, this is where you're going to get into your controls for the actual steering wheel. You got your steering, your dead zones here, and then this stuff right here. So if you see a setting on here and you're like, boy, that's pretty stupid, Ethan, why do you have it like that? Please let me know. I would love to change it. I just don't know much about that. So what I've got it set at now, excuse me, it works for me. So I'm kind of pleased with that. All right, now we are going to go over to... We're just going to run a quick race real quick to show you what everything's like. I want to show you the steering wheel, how it reacts, and that kind of things. So we're going to run late models, and we're going to race as me. And let's go to Eldora. I am decent at Eldora. I have found a decent setup at Eldora, so I'm kind of cheating here by not showing you my struggles. But you put me on a 5th mile, and I'll show you struggle. All right, so we are here. You've got your different events of the night on your left there. So you have your practice, qualify heats, qualify dash. Let me show you the setups a little bit. So you can do the slider settings, and there's a lot of slider leagues where you're only supposed to use slider settings. I think if you're using slider settings, you're not going to enjoy the game as much. Just because I've tried a few of them, and I just never really found one that I loved. So here you're going to go to your actual setup screen, like where you can do individual stuff, and I'll put a link down in the description below for a guide on these, so that you can there's a guide that iRacing put out for 4 different setups, what does what, this does this, that kind of thing for each series. It's a really helpful guide for people that don't know. If you look at this and you are a late model driver or a street, any kind of race car driver, and you're looking at these setups, and you're like, good grief, what the heck, man. Like, they got 3.5 shocks all the way around, a 360 on the left front, 340 right front. Well, the 340 on the right front is definitely something that could happen, but these setups are kind of crazy. It looks ridiculous, but what I've found is you just change a few things and life gets better. You don't have to change everything to what a real car would be. Like on this one, I just upped the stagger. I think it comes at 0, and then you put 3 in it, and the car just acts a lot better. So, anyways, just play around with your setups. It ain't got to be perfect. It ain't got to be set up like a real late model on this game. It just gets better whenever you tweak a few things. All right, so we're gonna go to practice. I will show you just a little bit of practice here. Main thing here is throttle control on the start. If you mash the gas, you're gonna have a bad time. Throttle control is very important in this game, and I couldn't imagine playing this game on a controller because of how hard it would be to do that. People that play on a controller, I think they're pretty gifted, because it sounds like I don't know, to be honest with you. But anyways, this is it. I wish I could show you my feet too, but I cannot, so this is what you get. Anyways, the controller, I don't know if you can even tell, but it's sitting there, it kicks back like right there. It definitely did a jolt. You can feel the car, the wheels and the tires going across the dirt. It's pretty wild to feel this. And whenever you're not feeling anything, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. Like, let's see here, I feel something there, so I'm turning. I still got something. Whatever, right there. There was nothing right there, and I was very concerned. The car just hadn't hit anything. So there you go. As far as lines go, let's talk about that real quick. I have found you can run. Gosh dang it, get off the wall. Back in the wall. You can run the high side if you want to. You can run the low side. I've seen, like, during the feature, cars are switching lines and looking for speed, looking for grip, looking for handling. It is pretty cool, the ability to do that. I will say I wish that the track would change throughout the race. Each individual each individual session seems to have a different track, but ultimately you're still kind of turning the same lap times in the feature that you are in qualifying. So it's not real in that aspect. I wish that would change some. Also, I wish you could have tire wear, things like that. Maybe try to protect your tires during the race. But I know I'm asking for a lot from a game that is a console or, you know, arcade style racing deal. So, all right, there's practice. Let's exit practice. All right, so we're gonna move on to qualifying here, and qualifying is important. This is important to know. You're gonna start hot, like boom, there you are, you're in it. Now we're in the gas, we're going. There's no delay to give you time to get ready. It's just, hey, you're qualifying, here you go. So now we're gonna qualify. You can see the track's changed some, blackened up a bit. Oh, I lost that right there. Going, I'm not a great qualifier, I've learned. See how we do here. Yeah, we're not going to get too good of a time there. I don't know what it was, 15.191. Of course, I looked up now. I messed this corner up too. And we're going to go vanilla. And what do we get? 7. That's not bad. I'll take 7. There's some races I'm happy to have 7. That would be spectacular. I will say this, if you are struggling with the game and you're practicing and you're just practicing and you're just struggling, just at some point just take the leap and start qualifying and just go into the race night, because I promise you, just by being around other cars and seeing what other people are doing, you're going to have a better time. You're eventually going to get better. You're only going to get better if you're racing against cars, in my opinion. Practice laps are fun and mess with setups, but ultimately you need to be on the track because it's going to force you to run different lines and things like that. All right, so heat race, heat 3. We are starting outside pole, heat 3. Look at that beaut right there. Handsome devil. Here we go. You can change your camera angle as well to different styles. I should have probably showed you that in practice because I'm certainly not going to do it right now in the middle of the race. We got Max Blair on the bottom. It doesn't matter where I'm at. Max Blair is fast in this game. Let me know if you have the game. Tell me who's fast in yours. Who are you seeing all the time? Is it Max? Is he like this in every one of them? Because I'm telling you, I battle with this dude on the red. Oh, too low. Snipped the nose rule. Where to go? We're going to try to just stay high this time and see if we can't track him down. No, we lost it. We need to go back to the bottom, it seems like. Oh, we got a good run off. I can't hang out at the bottom like he can. Oh, wall. That helps. Some little breaks going into the corner courtesy of the concrete. And in the wall again. Second. Alright, so second in our heat. That should put us in the qualifying dash. Yep, qualifying dash, starting 7th. Starting 7th in the qualifying dash. Let's get this thing going here.
Dash is about to start. Who will win the pole for the E-Main?
Beaut, just absolute beaut, that car. Shout out to Tammy T-Shirt Designs. She's the one that did my wrap on my actual race car. Did a heck of a job. I love this guy. Alright, let's go. I have the low lane, it looks like. Looks like the only place there's room right now. Let in him a little bit more than I want to. I will say this, there's absolutely no repercussions for running into somebody, and I think there should be. Either it makes them mad or something, because I just don't like it that it gives people the freedom to just kill people out here. I will also say that if you cause a caution, I don't know how in the world they would ever police this, but I wish there was a way that they could punish you for causing the caution, maybe make you go to the back or whatever. I don't know how that would ever work. I don't really know how they would design that. But you could just make it the track's decision, you know, hey, set up some kind of algorithm or whatever. And, you know, if you cause the caution, you're going to go to the back. Whatever. I don't know how it needs to be done, but that would be awesome because I hate when I spin someone out and then I just get my position back. I feel so dirty. Okay, so now we're going to go to the A main. Here's the theatrics if you're interested in those. I'm not. And you will soon grow tired of them as well, but I'll let it play out right here just for you. If you don't want to watch this, you're more than welcome to hit the 15-second skip button. Pretty cool. It's cool that they included it in the game, but ultimately, you know, I don't know how interested you'd really be in all that after the first few times. All right. What are we? 7th? Starting 7th? No, 5th? No, yes, 5th. We're starting 5th. I don't know how many laps we got. 24? 24 laps to try and, not hit the wall. And we did that pretty quick there. And caution. That helped us. So, I would also like to see it go back to the last completed lap. Instead, it freezes the field wherever you're at. That's where you're going to restart. Got someone on the inside, I can feel it in the steering wheel. Uh-oh. Is that Max? That was Max Blair. He's battling out me and him all the time. Look at Tanner up there. Go Tanner, go. This isn't the World 100, it's World 28. Also, it frustrates me that when you have a caution, the total laps of the race changes. I think that's so stupid. Like, how hard is it to just know that dirt track cars don't count laps under caution? Makes no sense. Anyways, let's see if we can get a win against Tanner here. There's a sweet vibration in the steering wheel. I don't know how to describe it, but this car, when it's hooked up, you can feel it when you're going through the turns. I don't know if it's like that on every track. I've only felt it on a couple, but like Eldora is one where I can get it to just sit there and quiver, and it feels like the car is just dialed in. They're looking pretty good. They're on a little wall right there. I knew that would happen as soon as I said that. A little wall action. All right, we're hanging out down here on the bottom. Having a big time. I wish I would have not chose this track just so you guys could see me struggle. But this track I have gotten pretty good at. And there's a wall. Okay, we'll just stop talking about things that I'm good at for now. But I don't think Tanner's too far off. Let's see if we can put a rearview mirror on it. Yeah, pretty sizable lead over Tanner. Anyways, let's see if we can hold it. I will say, a lot of people were talking about, oh, it's gonna get caution. There we go, that's what Tanner needed. A lot of people were talking about how realistic the game is, and I see that comment a lot on the Facebook group that I'm in for the game. Let me say this, I click on their profiles when they say it's very realistic, and then I don't ever see a race car. And I don't know many race car drivers that don't put their race car on their profile somewhere. So I'm not really sure what they're basing it off of. But I can tell you that it is more realistic than any other game that I've ever played in my life. The feelings of the game, everything, the mechanics, some of the setup changes, definitely pretty realistic. But it's just not the same as being in a car. I don't know about iRacing. I've never played. A lot of the iRacing guys around there tooting their horn like, oh, this is no iRacing. Well, the game wasn't set up to be iRacing. It was just iRacing helped with the game. You'll never have that on a console, but this is a huge, huge step in the right direction for console games. And I'm excited because I think that they can just sit there and tweak on this game from afar, and it's going to be awesome, especially when they get some of the odd and end bugs worked out. One of which I can tell you about is like the Eldora. The car will be going down the straightaway, and sometimes it'll just want to shoot right, and it's very frustrating. There's a couple other tracks that does that too, and maybe it's just my Bristol settings. Maybe I just haven't got that track figured out yet, but it is pretty frustrating. It's the steering wheel. The steering wheel just all of a sudden jerks right, and not jerks, but definitely puts enough pressure to where you have to go right, and then into the wall you go. Stick around. After this race, I'll go to Bristol, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about there. But let me get this dub real quick. Doesn't look like I'm going to be challenged here. Yeah, I've just got Eldora dialed in. I'll be honest. I feel pretty good about racing here. There's some other tracks though that are just so tough. What's a popular one that I've struggled with? Fairbury is not easy because naturally at Fairbury you want to run the cush, and it's wild up there. It's wild, especially in this game. Another thing that would be awesome for this game, something about my life, for this game would be like some wall forgiveness, because like you should be able to bump your rear end on the wall, and sometimes like here, like right there, The wall just sucks you in. Just sucks you in. I think that's something that can be easily fixed to make it more enjoyable. I'll also say, I don't have, like I said, I haven't been online yet, but if what people are saying is true, and I believe it, that it's an absolute wreck fest online, well then make it an option to where you're racing as ghost cars. Dirt tracking, the game you can get on your phone and Nintendo DS, they do that very thing, and it works out very well. Just make it an option. Like, obviously, I want to be able to fender bang with people, but you know, if you're getting frustrated by people getting on there and acting like idiots, then you got to do something different. So there you go. We got that win. It wasn't as big as I thought. Well, we have a second lead over him, not even a full second. So I should have done the replay. That was silly of me. Sorry about that. The replays are pretty cool. Doing screenshots is really cool. It's overall, this is the truth. This is an addicting game, and it's awesome for a man that wants to do iRacing type stuff, but doesn't have the iRacing budget, which is this guy. Let's go to Bristol just so I can show you kind of what I'm talking about. This game it's really good for that. So like this whole thing is definitely, I mean, I don't know how much is invested here, but not a ton. And it gives me the option to play like the NASCAR games on here. Pretty excited about that. So let's show you the practice. Uh-oh. A little bit of wobble there, a little bit of wobble there. Coming out. They won't do it now. Just to prove a point to me. We're at Bristol. Right there. There's no feeling in the steering wheel. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Uh-oh, wall. Right there. See, that's some silly crap. Pretty frustrating. See if we can do it again. I didn't do it that time. And it may be me, man, but like I've seen other people complaining about the very same thing. Like right there, there it is. It snaps, it leans right and then snaps left. Yeah, see, it leaned right and then it just snapped left. It's almost like it's trying to make you set your car up for the corner like that. And I just, it's just crappy for him, man. But anyways, that's Bristol. There it is right there again. Oh, that is so frustrating. I don't know why it does that. Anyone's got any kind of something, let me know. It may be wheel lock. I've read something about wheel lock. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know anything about wheel lock. I want to show you that adorable dog one more time. His mom is going to be ticked. She puts all these things up here so that he won't lay up here. And he's just like, nah, rules don't apply to me. I'm going to do what I want. Good looking dog. There you go. There's the game. Do you have a PS4? Let's link up and play together. My gamer tag on there is E_Thomason. We're going to be doing Twitch. We're Twitchers now. We're moving into the Twitch world. So give us a follow on there. The Fast Farm. I think it's the Fast Farm. I'll put a link down so that you can find that. But I think it's just the Fast Farm. The Fast Farm. We're also going to be streaming on YouTube as well, just because that's our home. I just got to get approval. It's going to take 24 hours to get approval. So let me know if you liked this content, if you want to see more content from the game, if you want us to do like a series on here for the game, let me know. That would be pretty cool. I think it would be fun to do. We're probably going to do it anyway, whether you want me to or not, because I think it's awesome. But comment down below. Let me know what you think. Have you played the game? What do you think about the game? Other than that, I think it's going to get us through the winter. And when the kid gets here, it's going to give us some additional content and things to do while we raise the child. But anyways, we hope to be back, not this weekend, but next weekend at Clarksville Speedway. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks to all of our sponsors and people that help us out. I love each and every single one of you. But now, I gotta go.